if there's ever one that you don't want Batmouse to adjust the number one spot on, this would be the one.
Da 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 da. Welcome to Top 8 with Corran and Batmouse. I'm your host, Kendall. With me, as always, is Batmouse.
Hey, howdy, hey.
We've got special guest Fatty.
Hello.
And our trivia, let's say, advocate for this episode is Mr. Chris Kelly.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for having me.
All right. So today we are going to be creating a top 8 list of the top 8 best booster packs to open. Now, the way that we've defined this is a booster pack is what any reasonable person would think is a booster pack. It's a randomized pack that you'd buy and you open it and stuff. So no enhanced product, no sealed decks, no anthologies, no introductory 2-player games, no Jedi packs or Rebel Leader packs. And just to keep it simple, no Japanese language. We're talking English language only. This is America. But because Star Wars cards is weird, white border and black border are separate packs. So theoretically, choice number 1, Dagobah Revised could be number 1 and Dagobah Limited could be number 2. I'm sure everybody's favorite pack to open is Dagobah. So, so just real fast. I don't remember who came up with this. Was it one of us on the call or was it somebody else on Slack?
For the shield?
Wait, for the list. Oh,
I thought it came up in Slack.
Yeah, in Slack it was either Gurgle.
No, might have been Greg, it might have been Taco Bill.
Yeah,
but we wanted to do something that was not virtual cards because we wanted to have Fatty on. Fatty of his own our rival YouTube series that ranks things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I apologize. My virtual card knowledge is 0. My little brother actually just got into the virtual set and he goes, "You got to learn it. It's so great." And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, you got all the Jar Jar Binkses. So
yeah, I got since I made that video, I got about 100 more. So
yeah, seriously, guys, if you have not watched Fatty's Jar Jar Binks video, it is the best piece of content that anyone has ever created related to Star Wars.
Thank you. I got to make one comment about that. So I just looked over my analytics. Most of my videos get about 50%. People watch the whole thing through. My Jar Jar Binks video got 9% the whole way through. And it got 6. And I spent the most amount of time on that video. So it's like, oh God, the most amount of time. And there was only like 60 views. And I know 10 of them were me and my brothers watching them.
Well, yeah, but people watch. I mean, you have views on it. Like, I mean, if you're gonna it's like an hour-long video, isn't it?
Yeah, I got kicked out of the Star Wars collectible Reddit because I posted it, and they said this is trolling. and then I got in an argument with the mods, and I'm like, this is Star Wars collecting, and they kicked me out.
That's man. Some people just don't have a sense of humor, I guess. Mm-mm. That was. It's seriously great. And I mean, first of all, people should watch the whole thing because it's great. But so I'm a big fan of John Hodgman, and at the end of one of his books, he has like 1,000 hobo names. And he made a point that when you do something like that is like unnecessarily long and just is like joke after joke after joke after joke, it has to be good the whole time because people are not necessarily going to, I mean, they're not going to watch the whole thing. They're not going to read every single line, but they're going to skip through. And so they're going to, at any point, you're going to scrub along and hear you, and you're still and this is Jar Jar Binks, and Jar Jar Binks, and you rattle off a random fact, and you did that successfully.
Thanks, I appreciate it. It was actually supposed to be. I have not to keep prattling on about this, but I had about 150 more things to say. My voice was getting sore, and I was just freaking like, I am out of here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Could have gone on even longer. All right. So, Chris, advocate of trivia, why don't you go ahead and let us know how trivia is going to work for this episode?
Okay, so I'm going to ask a series of 5 questions, and I have one tiebreaker. All the questions are related to booster boxes or booster packs and the contents therein. We are going to ask each person every question every round. We will alternate who we start that question with. And the winner of this trivia round will get to decide what position they will be when they start playing the game of the best booster packs to open.
Sounds good.
All right, so we'll obviously start with our guest, Fatty.
Okay.
And the rules for this trivia are all questions will count any black bordered, white bordered, and for trivia, any Japanese option as separate packs. And for all of these questions, assume no distribution errors so that you can't get 3 rares in a pack, for example. And obviously the packs are anything you tear into with the foil wrapper and get a handful of random cards. So no EPPs, no Jedi packs, no anthologies, no starter decks. Everyone good? Everyone set?
Yeah.
So Japanese. So for the trivia, Japanese are in play though.
Yes, for trivia,
Okay.
Japanese packs do count as separate packs. All right, Fatty, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so obviously I got to start out with the Luke Skywalker question.
Oh, shit.
How many different packs have a chance to contain a version of the card titled Luke Skywalker?
Okay, so do you want me to talk out loud? I don't want to give any
Talk
hints.
it out.
Okay.
Talk it through it if you want.
Okay.
Then you're giving away your answer.
Yeah,
because,
so you got your
Batmouse
white-
and Kendall will get to follow you.
Would it have to have the title? So we're talking Son of
It has to have-
Skywalker. Wouldn't
it
have.
has to be the card Luke Skywalker. Farm
The
Boy
OG
from
Luke
Halloween.
Skywalker.
Oh,
Not-
Luke. Okay.
Not Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight.
Correct.
If this
Alright.
sounds like a very tricky question and I'm missing something, but it sounds obvious of 3. I mean, I'm gonna go with 3. Luke
Okay.
Skywalker. Oh no, wait. Oh my God, no, 6. I'm sorry.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Batmouse.
Hang on. Okay. 6 sounds right. I'm gonna go 6.
Okay. And Kendall.
This was too easy of a question. It's Premiere Unlimited, Japanese Premiere, and then the 3 reflections. So 6.
That's correct. I apologize for the easy question.
Hey, we're just getting warmed up. We're just getting
We
warmed
all
up.
needed a point. We only need a point to start.
So everyone gets 1 point. Now we will go to Batmouse for the second question. Are you ready?
Sure.
Name the characters who are depicted on the pack of Star Wars CCG Premiere Edition. If a character does not have a particular individualized name, call out that character as a generic character. For example, if it was an Ewok, you could say generic Ewok.
Oh man. Well, Luke's on the pack. This is Premiere, right?
Premiere.
Yeah, Luke's on the pack. The droid, is it 3PO? Droid 3PO Stormtrooper Vader.
So your final answer is
Luke Vader for sure. Is a droid? Don't think a droid 3PO. Luke Vader droid Stormtrooper.
okay. And Batmouse. I'm sorry, and Kendall.
So when I picture a Premiere pack, it has no characters on it. I'm gonna say no characters. It's just a black pack. that says Premiere on it.
Okay. And Fatty.
Oh man, I'm on board with Kendall. Like all I see is I want to say Vader, and why do I think some kind of figure and Don's on there? I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary. Some kind of musicians on there, or maybe I'm wrong. No. I'm gonna go Leia, Luke, Vader, Stormtrooper.
So no one got the answer right, but Fatty's answer was definitely the best because that would have made for a better pack. The answer is Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, very close Batmouse, and a Stormtrooper.
Oh.
So
Wait, isn't that what Batmouse says? Didn't he say
He
Luke
said
Vader,
not
a droid,
3PO.
and a? He said not 3PO.
I said not 3PO. I changed.
That was definitely no. It was the other three. It was the silver 3PO.
it was you 3PO.
Yeah.
That was a really good guess.
That is not 3PO. By the way,
That is C-3PO. So no one will get a point for that round, and we are on to round 3, where
We're gonna have a
Kendall will
three-way
start
tie
off.
here.
Are you ready, Kendall?
Yeah.
What was the first pack released where you could get multiple rare cards? And again, assuming no distribution errors.
First pack release. Endor. No. Reflections 1. Yeah, Endor you could. Or well, I don't know how Endor foils worked. It's either Endor or Reflections 1. I'm going to say Reflections 1.
Okay. Fatty?
I'm just gonna think over this. Reflection 1 seems like the obvious answer, but just going through them all right now. Hoth, no. Special edition, no. Blah blah blah. Reflections 1.
Okay. And Batmouse?
I'm trying to remember if any of the Endor foil were actual rares. Because then that would actually have taken an actual spot. And then they also give you the rare, because I know that happened in like Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna go Endor. Just to be different and let Fatty win, because I should never win this game. Endor.
Okay. Your quest to not win has failed. And you get a point as Endor was the first. That where you get 2 rares. You are correct. Some of the foils were rares. So you could get a rare card as well as a rare foil card.
I've opened one pack of Endor in my life.
And evidently it did not have a rare foil.
No, the rare was like, I don't even remember what the card was, but it's like a card that we only play the combo card of, like Endor. It was
right.
Endor Occupation.
Yeah.
I think was the rare.
So 4th round, go back to Fatty. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
One of Decipher's booster boxes infamously had a picture of a Mon Calamari Star Cruiser on it. However, there were no Star Cruisers contained in that particular set. Which booster box had a Mon Calamari Star Cruiser on it without containing it within the set?
I want to say it's something that it was in Empire Strikes Back. It was something silly. I want to say, it's going to sound wrong, but I think it's Hoth or Dagobah, and I'm going with Hoth.
Okay. Batmouse?
Hoth sounds good, but that seems a little early for the Mon Cal. You know what? I want to say special edition.
Okay. And Kendall?
The special edition definitely had some Return of the Jedi themes in it, so I could see how like that could be in it. I can't specifically think of a card that where that applies. It also could be Endor, because Endor, ties in with SR2. I don't think it was Theed Palace. Oh, maybe Reflections. I wonder if Reflections 1. I'm going to say Reflections 1.
Okay. The correct answer is Hoth. So point does go to Fatty.
I remember it. Yeah. I don't know why they put that on the box.
This is the problem with having the guest we do a topic that the guest is an expert on, because this isn't one of those podcasts where Batmouse and I know everything, and then we bring in a guest that's like Batmouse and I barely know anything anyway.
I do my research generally like 20 minutes before we start the show. It's a good crayon session.
The discussion was Decipher probably just messed up. They said later on it was an Easter egg, but it probably was meant to be the medium transport. But all of those Easter eggs and more are available in the Star Wars CCG Collector's Encyclopedia. Go to our website and click on Collecting tab, and there's so much information there. So Fatty currently has 2 points, along with Batmouse, and Kendall is in third with 1. So this is our final question, and it's a tough one. So again, remembering that for this particular portion, Japanese packs do count. How many packs is it possible to open up and get both a character and their personal matching weapon in that same pack?
Just any character.
Any character, and that same pack would also be able to contain their matching weapon.
I think that Dagobah cards were released in Japanese, but with like a sticker. Does that count as a separate pack?
That does not count because it just had a sticker on it.
Okay, I think that's a thing. I think that's a thing. I know my Star Wars card history. Okay. So 3.
So the first one to go in this round is going to be Batmouse. Do you have an answer, sir?
Sorry. So Japanese and English, or just Japanese?
Japanese and English.
Japanese and English.
And white bordered for whatever that might or might not matter.
I'm gonna say 5.
5. Okay.
5 packs.
And we're gonna skip to Kendall. That way, Fatty gets the most amount of time. Kendall.
Well, it's more than 5.
$1.
No, I counted. So I was counting them in my head, and then I asked that question and forgot what number I was on.
I forgot the question.
So I landed on 15. I'm hoping. Yeah, so I'm hoping I'm right.
So 15 packs where you can open that. Okay.
Yes.
And Fatty.
So just to be clear, you have to be at 1 pack opening it, and I get the matching.
Correct.
Right?
You open one. You buy 1 pack at the store because that's all you have for your allowance. You open it up.
Okay.
Wow, I got this character and I got their weapon.
Okay, let's talk this out. We got Reflections 1, 2, 3, obviously, which can be any card. So then we have Premiere, which is 3, which you have Han and Leia's. So that's 6. I don't know about New Hope because Chewbacca's, that's not a bowcaster, that's non-unique. Hoth, they're both rares for Luke. Dagobah, I thought all the bounty hunter weapons were rare too. Not rare too, but just rare in addition to. So I don't think that counts. Cloud City, Boba Fett's is rare. Japanese, Jabba's Palace, I don't even know. I don't think 0. Special edition, there's that. I'm going to go with 1 there, so that's 7. Endor, you could open a foil of the bowcaster and Chewie, so that's 8. Death Star 2, they're rare. Oh, shoot. And I don't know anything about Coruscant. I'm just going to say there's probably 1 or 2. I'm going to go 10. 10?
10 total?
No, wait. Padme probably has a gun. I know I've seen it, but I don't know if it's unique. I'm going to go with 9.
9 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
I totally misunderstood the question that it was one pack.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I thought we were stopping at the Japanese.
So the closest would be Fatty, but the answer I have is 11. Feel free to negotiate with my numbers. Here's what I have from Premiere, which counts as 3 because it's white bordered, black bordered, and Japanese. You could open a pack and get both Leia and her gun. For New Hope, you could open a pack and get and Urwer's gun. Reflections 1, 2, and 3, obviously. Endor, you could get the foil Chewie and Chewie's bowcaster. And Theed Palace, you could get Tarpals as well as Tarpals Electropole. So at the close of the trivia round, I believe we have a tie between Fatty and Batmouse. So we do have a tiebreaker. And I want to take this time to thank our rules advocate, Gurgle, for helping me with these questions, as well as this tiebreaker. Are Fatty and Batmouse ready for the tiebreaker?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so just as we did last time, we're going to do a round robin. I'm going to ask one question, and each player will give me one answer. And then the next player will answer. And then when the last player who cannot answer, they lose. We're going to start with Fatty so that he does have the advantage as our guest. And the question is this. Name a character who appears on a booster pack. And you can only name that character one time, regardless of how many times that character appears on the booster packs.
Got ya.
Okay. Fatty, let's go.
Stormtrooper.
Okay.
Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
Vader.
Okay.
Chewbacca.
Okay.
C-3PO.
Okay.
R2-D2.
Which pack is R2-D2 on?
Oh, I thought R2 was on the Jabba Palace pack.
I don't think so. Let me verify. I don't see him on Jabba's Palace pack.
Okay. Is he on any pack? I thought R2 would be on a pack.
I don't see it. Let me just see if he's on the A New Hope white bordered pack. Sometimes they do that.
Question, why R2 not on a pack?
Oh, he is on the A New Hope revised the corner. Okay. So that one will count.
Awesome. Let's keep. This is, I think, IG-88.
Correct.
Yoda.
Batmouse.
Yoda.
Correct. Correct.
Bosk.
Correct.
Dengar.
Oh,
Correct.
shoot.
It's
Jabba.
right there for the taking.
Boba Fett.
Lando.
Correct. Correct.
Queen Amidala.
Correct.
The Emperor.
Correct.
Okay, so if the Emperor is the same person, is Palpatine?
I will count that because in the game, the Emperor is Sidious, and then Palpatine does have a light side persona. So the light side Palpatine is on the Coruscant pack.
Yes.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Correct.
Darth Maul.
Correct.
Oh, I can't. Chewbacca.
I said Chewbacca.
Sorry. Did he say it?
Yeah, I thought Chewie was said already.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chewbacca.
sorry. I lost it. Did we say Leia?
Said
No, I
Leia.
lost. Let's go.
What characters are left in Star
Delicious
Wars?
Crumb.
Delicious Crumb.
Is he on the? I'm just throwing it out there. I've drawn a
I
blank.
don't think
He's not on the job. You'd have to be on Jabba's Palace.
Yeah, so that is not correct. So Batmouse is
No. Nice job.
Ah, good job. That one was tough. That one was tough.
That one
Great
was
job,
fun.
man.
And I want to credit Greg for
That was impressive. That was impressive. I got up and went to the bathroom and still came back and you guys were still going. I was man, I would have been again, I would be like blank. Like I don't picture characters on any of the packs. I guess I can picture like Thrawn on Reflections 2, but that's about it.
And I'm very surprised no
Thrawn.
one said Han Solo.
He was in my wheelhouse for the next one.
Dang.
Okay, so after trivia, we have Batmouse with the tiebreaker at 2, Fatty with 2, and Kendall at 1. So Batmouse, You now get to choose which position in this game you will want to play. There are 3 separate positions. Player A will have the top pick, the 4th pick, and also be awarded a defensive shield. Player B will have the 2nd pick, the 6th pick, and start us off on the list with the 8th pick. And player C will have picks 3, 5, and 7. Obviously, player A with the advantage to have the top pick, but only 2 total picks will get a defensive shield. The way the defensive shield works is after someone makes their play, you may play your defensive shield for its effect. Every single player will be awarded 1 alter card and 2 sense cards. So you can sense a pick, and then if someone plays their sense, you can alter or sense it. However, our defensive shield is called they'll be held to pay.
Sorry. Sense doesn't cancel sense in this game.
Yeah, in this game.
Only alter cancel
errata.
sense.
So
Sorry.
Sense,
We're
which is immune to sense.
You're pedantic.
And our shield is called they'll be held to pay. You can play that in response to a pick, just as you could a sense. However, the person who just made the pick will have a choice. They can either withdraw their pick or they can forfeit an alter and a sense. So if you burn that alter, you can no longer get around. They'll be held to pay. With that in mind, Batmouse, do you want to be player A, B, or C?
See, this is really hard because I am very rarely in this spot where I could.
we actually get to pick.
where I actually get to pick. Like 1-4 in the shield is the obvious pick because then I get to make the definitive number 1. But then your shield is the I would rather somebody else have the shield and be able to use that against me.
That is an interesting strategy.
Oh, because you want to be able to talk about more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's next level stuff. That's next level stuff right here.
Because I obviously prefer to play the foil on the show, and it's less fun when I have the trump card.
When you actually
Mm-hmm.
succeed, when you try to burn the list down and succeed like you did last time.
I think last time that list was great, by the way.
Yeah, that was a great list. I will remind everyone that if something sticks on the list, it is not my fault. That being said, I will take player B. I will be picks 2, 6, and 8.
Okay, Batmouse, you are player B. Next in line was Fatty. Would you like to be player A or player C?
I would love to be C, 3, 5, and 7.
Wow. So that leaves Kendall with player A, which I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
This is the first time that player A hasn't been the winner hasn't chosen player A. That's really interesting.
It's like you guys aren't even trying.
We just all want to hear ourselves talk.
Yeah.
So serious.
That's true. But
okay,
right. we all still get to talk, but
so Batmouse, the winner of trivia, will start us off with the bottom pick of the top 8 best booster packs to open in Star Wars CCG, counting only now English and would be black bordered and white bordered. What you got, Batmouse?
Probably my favorite pack to open.
Okay, we want your 8th favorite pack to open.
Okay, my 8th favorite pack to open. But actually, this is my 3rd favorite pack to open, right? Because I don't get all 8 picks. I only get 3 of them.
If you're doing it that way, okay.
Okay, so my 3rd favorite pack to open is gonna be Death Star 2. Death Star 2 is one of the very first packs that someone bought me. And then when I went out hunting the Toys R Us repacks, I needed Death Star 2 because I loved the red foil image on it. The red wrapping was what really drew me. Death Star 2 has the opportunity to give you, I think for the first time, ultra rares, right? Real ultra rares.
Yeah, technically there's ultra rares in Reflections.
Yeah. but like the real ultra rare of Emperor Palpatine, which I never opened, and Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight, which I never opened. Those are both fine by me to have not ever opened. But yeah, Death Star 2.
Okay. So with the 8th pick, Batmouse has Death Star 2. Kendall, do you have a response?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna sense that. 8 is way too low. We've obviously discussed that sensing to get something higher is a questionable tactic, but I've got an extra sense here basically with everybody hell to pay. So I think Death Star 2 is like one of my favorite packs. So we'll talk about it later when it comes up more. But
okay,
yeah, definitely sensing that.
Kendall has sensed it. Batmouse, do you wish to play your altar?
I will pass my altar, giving Fatty the opportunity to alter.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I am wholeheartedly behind that sense. Death Star 2 deserves a much, much more prestigious place.
It's like I would be okay with Death Star 2 at number 1, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not
me
my
too.
number 1, but like it's 8 is ridiculous. That's crazy. You're just Batmouse is messing with us at this point.
Or
okay,
am I?
So that
it is my third favorite pack.
That is going to be sensed. So that choice is canceled. Do you have another choice?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Reflections 2.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Look, I get 3 hit in my. You just took my.
You're just gonna run through the list. Who's gonna sense that one?
Wait, let me talk about it first. Reflections 2 is they gave you the expanded universe in Reflections 2, with its own with its own premium set to go along with it. That was great. Introduction to the combo cards. That's where you get Grand Admiral Thrawn, you get Mirax, you get Dash, Corran.
But why are you putting it at number 8?
Look, it's my 3. I only have 3 spots on this list. I need to get my 3
Yeah, but you don't think somebody else is going to pick that?
I want my picks on the list. When it's my pick that sticks, that's what's important. Sometimes I don't want you to pick something because I want to pick it. But right now, I want one of mine to make the list. And Reflections 2 making the list, even at number 8, is still the way I want it. It's still on the list. And that's all I care about is make it on the list. But also, you get your ultra rare foils. You get your ultra rare. You can get the Emperor and Emperor Palpatine and Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight out of here. Same thing. Let's go.
So who's gonna sense that one? Anyone?
So okay, here we go. I'm not gonna sense it. It would have been higher on my list, but here's the argument for it being at 8. First of all, it's a Reflections pack, which can kind of go either way, in that it's those are bigger packs and everything, but also they are reprints of old cards. You buy a booster box of that and you pretty much get the whole set, but also it's not super exciting because those cards are the premiums are so easy to come by. And then the foils, the foils are fine. I'm not like a big foil guy. So even though I had it higher on the list, I think I'm not going to take action to move it up, especially since I already sensed something. Fatty, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I have some thoughts. I have some choice thoughts. So I'm not going to sense it either. On my list, I'm the exact opposite. Reflections 1, 2, and 3 are way at the bottom of the list. I don't like them because they seem like repacks. I know they have some cool cards and the foils are cool. Like, yeah, the premium cards are nice, but I really don't like opening Reflections 2. And back in the day when they came out, I didn't like paying $5 a pack either. I like paying the $1.99. $2.29. So I'll let it stay for you Reflections guys, but I'm a little. I would have sensed it for the other reason. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Well thought out points. So number 8 will be Reflections too. And so with our 7th pick is Fatty.
All right. I'm just gonna go pure off my list. This is my 7th pick. Dagobah. You know, it's got terrible cards in it. It's not that. I mean, it's not. It's the first time they didn't have rare 1 or 2. It was the first time the pack was $199 instead of like $239, $229 were what they cost right when they came out. They lowered the price. I loved pulling bounty hunters from the pack. I like the way I just like the way Dagobah packs look. You can pull a Yoda, pull a Son of Skywalker. If we're talking nostalgia factors, yeah, I would even put it higher. But like looking back, the set is hot garbage for what it did to the game. It made it whatever, not playable. But just how the green looks, and you get your Yoda. Yoda's there, and IG-88, all these cool cards. The Avenger, hell yeah, I love opening Dagobah packs. That's why I put it at 7 for me on my list. I'm just going with pure 7.
Okay. And Batmouse, do you have a response?
Sense. I'm going to sense that. Dagobah was, like you said, it was hot garbage. It was a terrible set. Nostalgia factor, yes, you get Son of Skywalker, you get you get Yoda. It ruined, but Asteroid Field, and like opening Asteroid Field is like so much fun. Yay. I do really love the Avenger, and I love all the bounty hunters. Big bounty hunter guy. But yeah, that's got to be sense. That cannot make this list. We need to get that out of there.
Okay, Fatty, do you wish to alter?
No, I don't.
Okay, Kendall, do you wish to alter?
I'm. So the thing is, I think that, I mean, it's my number 8. I think that number 7 is a really good spot for it, but I also could see it going a little bit higher. Like if it's already, if Batmouse has already spent a cents on it, that means that he's going to be less likely to sense it when I put it at number 4.
Oh.
But I mean, so I think I'm gonna let it stand. But I will say, Dagobah was the first pack I opened. The fictionalized history, I don't actually remember what the rare card was, but everybody talks about like, oh, I opened my first pack and it was a Millennium Falcon or whatever. I'm like, it may not actually have been Failure at the Cave, but it was a red card that nobody remembers. Was my first rare. But like the Executor, all the different Star Destroyers that you can get, the Bounty Hunters, Yoda and Son of Skywalker, just all such like exciting. Like the high end of the set is really interesting, and then like as a like brand new player, all the weird red cards and the creatures and stuff like kind of they like sparked my imagination in a way that maybe if I had started with a different set, I would have looked at the game completely differently. Yeah, from the competitive scene, not great. And everything, but I really like, and also if you're talking about opening packs, Dagobah limited 60 packs in a box.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. In 2002, paying $20 and you get 60 packs to open. Pretty great. It's pretty great. Also, my 10th birthday, I opened an IG-88, a Zuckuss, and a Yoda, and it's the only time I ever opened a Star Wars card and my dad was excited.
That's a cool story.
So
okay,
but I'll still leave it there because I could see it going. I mean, the thing, we'll see where Death Star 2 falls and other stuff, but like I could see it going higher on the list, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay, so Batmouse's sense on Dagobah does go through, and Fatty, do you have another choice?
Yeah, I just want to comment on the Dagobah. I'm disappointed. but I understand. I understand it. It probably won't get on the list, but I'm going to go with something that I didn't think will make the list, but now rethinking it was my number 9, but I'm going to squeak it in there because I think it's important. How about go white border Premier? I'm going to make an argument for this. I never really thought like the nostalgia factor. I think I've opened, this isn't even exaggeration, 400, white border packs, because you'd go to tournaments back in the day, if anybody remembers, and you get third or fourth place, you get like 8 packs, and then if you get last place, you're still getting 2 white border packs, because that was just prize support back in the day. And you could pull your Han, and the Han's not that good, but you could pull your Vader or Obi, and when you didn't have a lot of cash flow, opening white border packs is awesome. I still like opening white border packs. They're equally rare as the Premier Limited, which Premier Limited I would put higher on the list, but who knows? I know we don't want to put 2 spots for the same set, but maybe squeeze on the white border Premier, because I know everybody's opened a ton of them. I don't know, for you guys, were the price of the packs the same as the white border and the black border? Because they were the same at my card shop as long as I could remember, until like right towards the end, Premier Limited maybe went up 20-30%. But love the box. It's just the original set. Got to put it, I'll try to squeeze it in at number 7, although it was lower on my list when I was ranking all the sets. But it was either that or Cloud City, but I was like, let's just do white border Premier.
Okay. Batmouse, do you have a response?
I have comments and I have thoughts. I will not sense it. So I'll give Kendall the opportunity to sense it first, and then come back to talk about it after.
Okay. Kendall's that a sense or no?
Do you want to, you sure you want to, do you want to try to convince me to sense, even if you're not using a sense? Or
okay, well,
yeah,
just my words alone. Yeah, just my words alone could probably convince you to sense it. Just like, oh, Batmouse loves it, so let's not put that there.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I love white border cards. I love playing with them. I love seeing them. But yeah, I get they're not the same original black border stuff. White border, the first Premier pack that I opened. Here's your story. It's not the Falcon. The first white border Premier pack that I opened.
It was a misprint. I got a Luke Skywalker and a Darth Vader.
No, it was just the Darth Vader.
Wow.
But it was, I'm like, oh, this is a character that I know what it does. I get immunity. I add 1 to Destiny, whatever that is. Literally, I hadn't played the game, so I'm like, oh, I get +1 to Destiny, whatever that is. That seems great. It's Darth Vader, and that's iconic. And I named my oldest child Leia. So Darth Vader and Star Wars. When you think of Star Wars, you think of Darth Vader, and an iconic white border Darth Vader to me is what I love to see.
Not a big fan of white border. My first pack, I got a TIE Scout in it. That's the only thing I can remember from that Premier pack. Whatever the rare was, it was nothing of note. But yeah, I don't think I can. This is at number 7. I think that's probably fine. There's something to pack availability and packs being affordable, and not even during the Fatty's talking about during the print run. Like I'm thinking those early 2000s when boxes were super cheap. I think Premier Unlimited was one of them that was just like $15 a booster box. Actually, the first booster box I ever bought was a Premier Limited that was $10. Premier's a good set. It's a good set to open. Because even if like the rares are like awkwardly, some of them, we have the R1s and stuff, but like, there's senses, there's like Rebel Barrier, like just like cards that you need a bunch of copies of. And you have X-Wings and TIE Fighters and Stormtroopers and, as a kid, I was just as excited opening an X-Wing as I was, most of the other stuff, because I just wanted starships. I think having a premiere on the list is good, and it's a toss up between limited and unlimited. I think I think the premiere black border cards look a little better, but I think I'm fine with it at 7.
Okay, so premier white bordered will stay. And with our number 6 pick, we have Batmouse.
Number 6 pick. I could really go two ways with this, but I want my packs on the list. I want to put Thief Palace here. Thief Palace was end of the game. You know, let's just shove a bunch of cool stuff into the game. It's where you can get the non-foil double-bladed maul and the non-foil Qui-Gon with saber. They tried to close a couple open-ended things. Thief Palace, opening a Thief Palace pack, like if you open one now, you'd be like mortified to open it and get a super terrible rare. But you also have alternate images. You have you have some like gold strikes that you could hit out of there, and for that, I love opening a Thief Palace pack if I can ever convince myself to do so. So yeah, Thief Palace at 6 seems good to me.
So, Batty, do you wish to respond?
Yeah, my knee jerk was like, no, it doesn't deserve. But you really made some good points. It's a nice set. It fixed a few things with the game. It's better than Coruscant, if you ask me. And the AI alternate images are awesome feature. It solves like the problem of the ultra rare, which was kind of hard to get. But it's like, no, here's an ultra rare that it's like a bonus. You can still collect the set. There's like the collector's version, and then there's like the normal version. I do like the AI. And if we're gonna have one of the episode 1 sets on this list, Thief Palace is a good choice, I would say. Yeah, and the double-bladed, I do dig the double-bladed maul and the Qui-Gon Jinn. You can get them, and I like them better in non-foil. So giddy up.
Giddy up.
Okay, with that in mind, Kendall, response.
To show my hand a little bit. I hope this isn't the only episode 1 set on the list, but I think so. Now I know to hang on to my altar. Well, it's interesting because, yeah, I'm not going to say anymore. But so something nice. A couple nice things about the episode 1 sets. Smaller size means that the concentration of like exciting rares when you're opening packs is higher. I think it was like Joe Olsen or somebody was recently was selling off a bunch of sets and mentioned that like there aren't really that many bulk rares in Theed. Like once you pull out the main characters and the main starships and stuff, there's not like a huge number of bulk there. Also, this is the set where you get to do battle droids, and battle droids definitely was like a thing that was like, I want to do when you're wanting to try all the different types of decks that there are, you're like, well, obviously battle droids is one of them. Gungans also is a thing, and I also like that the objectives are uncommon. I think when I was younger, like it was hard to. I mean, it's hard to get all the cards you need for objectives anyway, but like they're the starting point of your deck. So, when I was buying special edition packs and I got ISB operations, and I'm like, oh, technically I have the cards for this. I don't know. I don't really like. I have to figure out who's an ISB agent or whatever, but. Like technically I have the objective, so I guess that needs to be the deck that I build. I like that the episode 1 sets have the objectives at uncommon. I think that was, and also just in general, I think Thief Palace is shows that Decipher still knew what they were doing at the end. Like there's power creep. I'm sure that Reflections 3 has some questionable designs and stuff, but Theed Palace is a rock solid set.
Yeah,
Okay, everyone is happy with Theed Palace at 6, and 5 will go to Fatty.
Oh, I gotta think. I'm torn between two sets. I am going to go with Endor at number 5. Nobody's gonna like this. Endor. I really like opening the packs. Obviously, I like the two objectives. They might not be objectively good objectives, but I like the objectives. Looking back at the set, the format's pretty still broken, but it's coming around. You can get foils for the first time, which are super cool, and I loved getting some of the foils are really bad. That's before the foil system in Reflections is much better, but they have locations that are foil and some other stuff but they had all the mains. They had Han, you got your Chewie, and then you had some. All Tempest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are so cool. Tempest Scout 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are awesome. Tempest 1's awesome. You got Igor, whatever his name is, and you got some cool locations too for you to. It's like a fighting set. Did they go back to the 36 packs in that too? I think they did, or is it 30?
No, I think it's 30 packs.
They went down to 30. There were 30 because special edition went to 30, and it was more affordable when it first came out. So, that's about where I'm at with that. Endor, I think it's a good place at 5. I had it a little higher on my list, but I know you guys probably aren't gonna like it that high. Let's hear what you got to say.
Okay, so Kendall, response?
Yeah, check the chat. I think Endor is one of the worst packs to open.
Yeah.
All the cool cards that you just mentioned are in the Death Star 2 starter decks. There's no Endor was always in the post era because of print issues. You could either spend $25 on a box of on a box of special edition, or $100 or $150 on a box of Endor and get a bunch of garbage.
So I just wanted, for those at home, it looks like Kendall played the Shield in chat.
Yes.
So Kendall will be playing There Is Hell to Pay, which means that if Fatty wants to keep this choice, he will have to discard both an altar and a sense, or pick something new.
Yeah, so it's just I think I got it. And I also, Return of the Jedi is my least favorite Star Wars movie, and that's mostly because of the ground war on Endor. So this is my least favorite element of Star Wars. I also am not in addition to just the shooting and stuff, the bad guys in Endor are the stormtroopers and the biker scouts and stuff, which that element of Star Wars, the Imperial Army and stuff, is something that I'm just I have the least interest in. It just doesn't. This is the set that came out when I was playing Pokemon. So that's all. That's what I got there.
I actually like Endor. I stumbled across a box at a.
Well, but I guess Batmouse, before you go, Fatty, you have to decide. Do you want to burn your sense in your altar?
No, but I'll after Batmouse goes. I have a few comments.
Okay. Have a rebuttal.
So you will have to pick something new. Okay, so Batmouse, go ahead.
Yep. So I loved Endor as I stumbled across it at a gaming show, and I picked up a box and I opened a bunch of packs, and I just, while we're talking about packs, I just opened Gem, and I got a ton of packs there, and I just opened a pack of Endor, and wouldn't you know, one of the foils that I just opened out of an Endor pack would be General Solo foil. So the biker scout troopers, the objective, it was I get that that all the good cards out of there, are moved over to Death Star 2 anyway. But you also have a great card like Pinned Down. That really, I played a Endor operation with tanks, and I used Pin Down to keep the rebel from coming down and smashing my tanks immediately, and then give me the chance to shoot them with open fire, because all decipher cards are useful at a certain point. And I just I like the Endor set. It getting their Hilda paid seems fitting anyway. But it had its own subset in the foils. It's I think it's an 18 card subset of foils. That's for a collector coming. Well, I wanted to be a collector when I first came into the game. Realized it was too expensive for me, and decided to just try to become okay at this game. I love just opening a general solo foil out of that pack now digitally. I opened a foil general solo out of a real pack. That's a great feeling for a pack. Like, oh, this is something extra special that I didn't get otherwise. So those are my thoughts.
Okay, rebuttal, Fatty.
Anyway,
Last
rebuttal.
word on this and then go into your thing.
Just quickly. I know they were all in the Death Star 2 pack, whatever. That kind of sucked. I was actually a little. I didn't like when that Death Star 2 thing came out, but actually I really like those starter decks. But opening Tempest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is awesome, and there's so many cool unique Imperials and unique Rebels. You're right; it's a terrible part of the movie, and it's the worst of the original trilogy by far. But I just I just like the Biker Scouts, and there was just so many. I never opened a pack and got a rare and had the disappointment of some of these like New Hope packs and stuff like that, when it's like, oh God, look at this terrible Seeker. I never had that feeling with Endor, and I always enjoyed it. Anyway, I respect it, but I don't agree. So I'll change mine to Special Edition. Has all the mains in it, added objectives. It was trying to fix all the crap that came before it, from Dagobah, Cloud City, all these cloud nonsense, trying to get real strategies going again. You could pull Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, which is almost as cool a card as the original Vader, if not cooler. Maybe.
Yeah. He's one of the best, one of my favorite cards in the game. Yeah.
If that Vader would have been the original Vader, I mean, it would be no contest which is the cooler Vader. But it's just because the regular Darth Vader is just so iconic. But it has Obi-Wan. You have all these ships, you have Spiral, it feels like you didn't get a bad rare in Special Edition either. I actually put Special Edition at number 4 on my list, but I think it easily deserves number 5 just because of how fun the packs were to open. And it took it from a 60 to 30 cards, easy, more affordable, just great all around. It's like Premier, but like Premier 2.
Okay, Kendall, do you have a response?
So Special Edition was my number 9, I think, but I also talked myself into not liking Reflections for some reason for this draft. So I had to remove all 3 Reflections from my list. So if you do that, then it seems to make a lot more sense. Yeah, I like Special Edition at 5, because the only drawback of Special Edition is the operatives. But those are commons, like, so you have a few commons. Also, like, I have a certain affinity for operatives, because I also, in addition to the ISB operations objective when I was a little kid, I got Local Uprising. And so, of course, I didn't realize that you started with it on the table. I thought you had to, like, put it in your deck and draw it. But I as a 10-year-old was smart enough to know that operatives were insanely powerful, And so I traded for a bunch of Ral tier operatives, because they're insane, and especially they were insane then. But yeah, Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith. Even like there's even like a bunch of bad rares that are like super interesting. Like Dune Walker is like such a sort of like what I was saying about Dagobah. Like it's such a fun, interesting concept for a card. I like it a lot, and I mean, this is the other set that has some starter decks. Fatty likes picking decks with sets with starter decks.
Love starter decks.
I mean, it's not actually what we're ranking, but I do like the special edition starter decks.
Okay, and Batmouse, do you have a response to special edition at number 5?
I'm okay with it at number 5. I along with every pick on this list, and I'm like, oh, I have a jump open. I have a ton of packs. Let's see what I open. So my rares are a Bantha, a Dune Walker, Lightside Coruscant, Boston Houndstooth, an Outer Rim Scout, and Cloud City Celebration. So Cloud City Celebration obviously being the best one for me. QMC player, I like that. I really like special edition, but I will say this: what you guys are endorsing with this is that the special edition of the original trilogy films are better than the regular film. Just want to make sure that you guys are endorsing this. You're going to be able to put that stamp on there that you like the special edition film better than the original versions.
100%.
With that said, I like special edition. It needs to make the list. Kendall mentioned that it has starter decks, and the fixed locations are important in the starter decks. I know that's not booster packs, but
doesn't hurt its argument. Yeah,
doesn't hurt its argument. I just opened 5 packs of this, and 6 packs, and the only rare that I didn't like was the Bantha. So I don't, it's perfectly fine making the list. 5 is not a terrible spot at the list. I'm glad it didn't make the top 4. So yeah.
All right, so that'll be locked in at number 5. And speaking of the top 4, with his first pick is Kendall.
Holy cow! This is the first time I've been player A. It takes a long time to get to my pick. So real fast, what cards does everybody have left to play?
I have 2 senses,
Batmouse
1 altar.
Has 1 altar and 1 sense. You have 1 altar and 1 sense, and Fatty has his full plethora of 2 senses and 1 altar.
Oh man!
Destroy him, Fatty. Destroy his dreams.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah. There's a lot left to play in these top 4. So I know what I should play, and I know what my heart wants me to play. So unfortunately, I'm afraid this one's probably I either play it or, and what's the do the rundown. What are the bottom 4 right now?
So right now, number 8 is Reflections 2. Number 7 is White Bordered Premiere. Number 6 is Theed Palace, and number 5 is Special Edition.
These lists are always so weird. Oh man. So there's I've got 3 in my head right now. I'm trying to decide if I want to throw one out knowing it's going to probably be vetoed.
If that is your plan, you should not say it out loud.
Yeah. Well, no, not.
Wait,
okay.
why are you
let me clarify. I'm not pulling a Batmouse. I'm not saying pull a Batmouse, and I'm not saying pull a Batmouse and try to bait out a veto. But there's 3. There's one of them that I really want at this spot that I just don't know if it'll stick. And I'm trying to decide if I should try that or if I should put something else there. I'll go ahead and say Dagobah. Like I said before, this was the first set that I bought. And I just love opening those packs. I love that 9-card breakdown. Yeah, it's the first set with 9 cards, so you get a higher concentration of rares when you buy a box. so much imagery. Like Empire Strikes Back is my favorite film, and a lot of the imagery on Dagobah is just great and just like sort of triggers my imagination and whatnot. So yeah, we'll try that. See if it sticks.
Okay, Dagobah, and remember, Dagobah was sent previously at slot number 7. So the response would go to Fatty. Do you have a response to Kendall's choice of Dagobah?
You know, I know I should probably sense it, but
It doesn't deserve to be at 4.
It doesn't deserve to be at 4. I have 4 sets that could go there, but I just think it's gonna seem like blasphemy. I'm gonna let it through because I dig it. I love the Dagobah. I love Empire. Empire Strikes Back, non-special edition, is the best movie of all time ever made. Obviously it's not better than like, I don't know, some Stanley Kubrick movie, but you know, for like art film, but for like a fun film, it's the best movie ever made.
I mean, I think Empire Strikes Back is the best movie ever made. I think that it holds up against Citizen Kane or whatever else. I
would agree. We should have that as the next topic because that would be how many times have we watched it? 1,000 times. Let's go with it. Dagobah number 4. I'm in. I'm on board.
All right, and Batmouse.
Man, I really hate sitting in the Kendall spot and letting the Batmouse player.
I assure you that this is. I will be perfectly. I think this deserves this spot. Like 100%. Like I'm not. The only what I was saying was I thought somebody would probably sense it because people don't agree with me, but I do legitimately think it deserves this spot.
I mean, we spoke about it before. Okay, and again, I just opened 5 packs because let the randomizer influence me a little bit. I don't hate what I saw. I'll let it through mainly because of the bounty hunters are massive. So yeah, Dagobah can make the list at 4.
All right.
So painful to say that, but yes.
That's interesting. Okay.
So fun fact, I'll sneak one in. Scott Linger always tells the story when the spoilers came out with Dagobah, IG-88 got spoiled as Power 4 Ability 5. So they all thought he was broken because at the time he would have been like the second best Darkseid character. So he bought a bunch of Dagobah and was disappointed to learn it was Armor 5.
But IG-88 he can hold 2 guns.
He can.
There's so much guns with those. I mean, I know that like looking back, their actual like the stuff that the bounty hunters actually could do is like not good, but like they're such a cool, like having those, it's this group of characters who were on screen for like 4 seconds and like have every single one of them has like a huge backstory now because they sold so many action figures and it made lots of kids get excited about these background characters so much. It's like it's the quintessential Star Wars. Like this is what Star Wars is all about.
All right. So number 3 with his final pick is Fatty.
Okay. I have 3 sets it could be. And I have to get this one through because it's just too important. I think somebody will add at least one of the other ones I want. So Hoth, number 3, coming in just like we're talking Empire Strikes Back. It was a much better set than A New Hope. The packs are so awesome to open. I love my favorite character always was Ozzel. Just throwing him down for free was so great. You got your Stalker, you got your Tyrant. There's so many things. You got your Blizzard 1, 2. Blizzard's got one. Every single rare is cool. You got Luke with another lightsaber. Everything about the set is cool. The box is freaking awesome. The first box I ever bought as a kid was me and my brother split a box of Hoth for Christmas. That was our Christmas present. And we woke up in that morning and split it and opened it up and we got jack shit. We didn't get anything, but it was awesome. But it was an awesome experience. And to this day, I mean, I love Hoth. It's actually number 2 on my list, arguably number 1, but I want it on the list. It's just too important, like from the nostalgic factor. I have a box of Hoth. I'm looking to buy another one just so I can open one. That's how serious I am about opening Hoth. I don't even need the cards. I mean, there's nothing I would open that I would like, wow, I needed this, but I just need the experiences of opening it and feeling it. I love the Rare One system. I know they got rid of it. It makes for a lot of more worse pack. It makes for worse pack opening experience, but it's like pulling a slot machine. It's fun. It's fun to get that Rare One, that Veers or that. Who else is in? I mean, all the cool cards are Rare One. I mean, Blizzard 2 is Rare 2, but anyway, love it. I'm going with Hoth.
All right. Before we go to responses, I presume you mean black bordered Hoth.
Oh, black border for sure. Yeah, the Rare 1, Rare 2, not the later one. Nah.
Okay, and Kendall, you meant black border Dagobah, I'm sure. Right?
Yes. I think we it's sort of. Fatty and I have a mental connection that if you just say the set, it assumes black border. If it would be the white border, it's especially. But although that is like especially, I think it's especially relevant with Hoth because because white border Hoth cards look cool.
They do.
Okay, so now Batmouse, do you have a response to Hoth black bordered?
Like I'm really torn because I love in Empire Strikes Back. You know, I'll follow that. It's probably the best Star Wars movie ever. I do love Hoth in general. I don't. You know, I wasn't around, so I don't have that same excitement as opening you know a box of Hoth for Christmas. So I don't want to trample and destroy that memory for you.
Tread softly.
But I think I need to sense this. Just for the fact that like I'm letting the computer try to help you. It didn't help you at all. I do love the Rogue Speeders. I do love Commander Luke Skywalker. I do love all of these things. I just don't think I like the set very much. But also keep in mind that I'm coming at it from a player aspect, not a collecting aspect of it. I didn't open it when it originally came out. I'm looking for a game for how it affects me playing the game now. And I didn't even join the retro Premiere to Hoth event because it just didn't appeal to me. So I'm going, for those reasons, personal reasons, I'm going to throw my last cents out there and let you guys destroy it with an altar. But if I don't make the argument, if I don't make the I dislike this portion, then I'm not doing my job.
All right, Fatty, do you want to alter his sense?
Do you want to alter it? This is your last pick.
Yeah, I being poor have only my dreams, so tread softly. I'm gonna alter that. I have to counter. It's too important. I have to get it on the list. The top 3. It needs to be there. I'm gonna alter it. So can you sense my alter?
I could, but so
let me talk. So I'm going to
talk through this. I don't think I'm going to alter you. The only reason that I would alter it would be that there's one pick that I'm not going to pick at number 1 if I can avoid it. That needs to be on this list.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't trust Batmouse to put it there.
Well, I'm number 2, so you're number 1.
Right. That's what I mean. Is like it should be at number 2, but I don't trust you to put it there.
Now I kind of just want to pick
okay, so this backfired on me last time. And I know I don't want to like say specific titles, but I think we all know what title I'm talking about. That I'm not going to put at number 1. So it would be really nice if Fatty and I could just keep sensing Batmouse until he picks it.
3 of them. So again, between the 2 of you.
Yeah. Between the 2 of us, we can maybe pull it off. If not, well, we'll see what happens. But so I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go through, hoping that hoping that you guys got my message and that Batmouse doesn't use it to blow up the list.
Okay, so Hoth Black Bordered locked in. Kendall, do you have any thoughts on the pick, knowing that it will be number 3?
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Hoth. It's another set where there's no aliens. Like, it's another like lawful good versus lawful evil set, and those tend to be the sets that I am the least into. You know, Hoth came out after. It came out after I started playing. Like during the print run, if I was getting Hoth packs, it was because whatever the new cool thing was sold out. And after the print run, like I've never built a speeder deck and I've never built a walker deck, so I haven't really sought it out too much. I do like but I like white border more than black border Hoth. I think it's fine. Jerry Darcy said that it was the set that he was most proud of. So it's a cool set. I mean, I guess blowing up the main generators is pretty cool. Like it was early enough to where the purple cards were still exciting. Purple cards are still exciting, but
they're great in thick though.
But I think it's fine. It was my number. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It was my number 16.
Wow.
But also, like, when you get that far down the list, I may not have been like, I mean, that's probably because that's where it fell alphabetical after number 10.
Okay, so with the second and his personal last pick is Batmouse with number 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Reflections 3 here. Reflection 3, breaker of the game, bringer of all that is unholy. It brought us the shield. It brought us a great premium card that everybody kind of hates because they're maintenance, they're overpowered, they're power creep. Yeah, but come on, man. There's some great, Han, Chewie, and the Falcon. What's more iconic than card efficiency and drawn to battle destiny and making you cry a little bit in space? Reflection 3, bringing the shield to the game for all the negatives of maintenance cards and overpowered power creep stuff. Bringing shields into the game really changed, from my perspective, again, being an afterthought perspective, that really changed how you played the game. You could make your decks just that more card efficient because you could move the thing that stopped the really abusive things outside of your deck. So I think the Reflection 3, or at least for the aspect of what it prevents, what it could heal, air quotes there. The shields are so important that Reflection 3 is massive and needs to be at number 2 on this list.
Okay, so first response would go to Fatty, and you do have 2 cents.
Hard sense.
2 cents, okay?
I will sense it. I agree. Defensive shields are a good thing at that point of the game. It was so it was getting convoluted. But then they add all this other OP stuff that you're going to need more shields for. I hate Reflections 3. It's the bottom of my list. I know the defensive shields are good. I don't like repacks. I just don't like it. There's some cool cards. I just don't like the idea of Reflections 3 at all. I hate Blizzard 4. I hate Chewie and the Falcon. I hate's a strong word. I actually like the cards, the physical. I love looking at them. I just don't like how OP it is. The defensive shields is good, and it was a good direction. I don't like the price tag. If we're going just on opening packs, I don't have fun opening them. I didn't like the price tag when they came out. I remember when they came out in the store, and I was pissed off. I thought, this is just I was gonna say Blizzard. No, this is Decipher just dumping all their extra stuff in a pack and then making stuff so powerful that you had to buy the pack. I was a little mad at it. Now they're cool to open because it's like there's a mystique to it because they're so rare. But back in the day, I had no interest in Reflections 3.
So, before we decided that Reflections
Kendall, before
packs
you
were bad.
respond, Batmouse, do you want to alter?
No, I'm not gonna alter it.
Okay. All right, Kendall, go ahead with your
So
response.
before we decided that Reflections packs were bad, by putting Reflections 2 at number, what was it? Reflections 2 is at number 8?
Correct.
I had Reflections 3 at number 3, because I really like that. I really like having, it's like a defensive shield, a light side promo, a dark side promo, and a foil. So you kind of have like 4 exciting cards that you're opening. The problem was, even like in the early 2000s, Reflections 3 boxes were like $300. I mean, I think like right away they were like, if you got it like right at 2002 or whatever, they were still like affordable, but I don't think they were ever less than MSRP compared with everything else. And the thing about defensive shields is you have to have all of them. So you're not going to get them from opening packs. You're going to get them from buying singles. So yeah, I think kicking Reflections 3 off the list is, plus there's like, it's like there's, I mean, plus it has Laser Rebel Princess in it, which, I'd be okay opening. I mean, if we're ranking best packs to open, I'm not going to get mad if I open a Leia Rebel Princess, but I'm going to get mad if somebody else does. Yeah.
Okay, so that will go through. Batmouse, do you have another pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tatooine there. As another alternate image set. It gives you Maul. It gives you the introduction of the episode 1 cards. It had a ton of helpers for previous decks. You got, the QMC helper card that I can't remember right now. So I'm sorry. Wait, that's the other side. It had that introduction to AIs. I like Tatooine. Darth Maul. Darth Maul. I don't hate either Darth Maul. I don't hate either of the Infiltrator. I loved AIs, man. So Tatooine at number 2.
Okay, so then first response would go to Fatty. Is that okay?
Yep. I'm going to use my last sense, so I hope, Kendall, your number 1 pick is good. I gotta sense this. I think. Oh, unless you want to alter, I'll just tell you what I think first, because I had it on my list at number 10. I do love the AI images. I love them all. I hate pod racing. The set was really small. Jar Jar Binks is in it, obviously, but they added a lot of strategy, but I just didn't feel the set that much. I think there's more things broken than right with the set. I just don't care for the set. I mean, that as a number 2, I would be hurt if it was higher than Hoth and Dagobah Special Edition, Feeds Palace, Premiere. But it's not saying I don't like it. I enjoy opening those packs, so I have to sense it.
I'm gonna alter.
Okay.
Sense.
So that
Kendall?
leaves.
No. Kendall can sense it.
Well, no, that leaves the only 2 sense or alter cards in play. Both belong to Kendall, who has 1 of each.
Yeah.
So before Kendall decides, Batmouse, do you want to explain your reason to alter? Are you good?
I'm good. I made my statement. Now it's up to Kendall. That this being at number 2, Tatooine being at number 2, is all up to Kendall.
Okay, Kendall, ball's in your court.
So okay. So there's one set that is not going to be my number 1. Unless it is. I did not expect Tatooine at number 2. I have so much power right now.
You do have all of the power.
I could be the Batmouse that I want to see in the world. I could make someone else on the call very mad. I just feel this.
Isn't it fun? Isn't it really fun?
Well, because I love Tatooine. Okay. I have all the power, and you know what? I'm gonna say we all know the set that I'm not saying. We'll see what happens. I will sense the altar.
Okay. Sense the altar. So that leaves Kendall with 1 altar. That is the only one still left in play.
Okay. Well, then you know it's time for Coruscant to make the list at number 2. It is time for Coruscant to make the list at number 2, folks. Come on.
I got greedy.
You got greedy, and you're gonna, this is the punishment for it. All wings reporting combo, short range fighter combo. You're pulling your senators. You're doing all of the best things that you want to do, folks. This is how we speed up the game. This is how we be happy. I know, Fatty, you said you didn't like it. I absolutely love the Coruscant set. Even like terrible cards like Rune Bako are not a terrible card. If you go back and look at it, that would have been a perfectly fine card to have pulled. Being able to transport people around, big fan. And as I say that, is that nodding inside?
And that you all will each get a chance to respond, but no one can stop that. So, Fatty, your response?
My response is, like, in retrospect, yeah, Coruscant isn't as bad as I thought, but it's literally the set that made me say, when did it come out? 2001. It made me stop paying attention to Star Wars cards for 10 years. It broke me. I was like, another rule, senators, more BS. It broke me. I bought maybe 1 pack of it in my life. I opened it up. I remember throwing it in the garbage and saying, well, I was an angsty 16-year-old, and I threw it in the garbage and said, F this, I'm done with Star Wars cards. That's what Coruscant did to me for 10 years, because I was like, I'm not learning politics. I'm not buying a whole box. I hate the set. It goes, my bottom 3 were Reflections 1, 2, 3, and Coruscant. So I should have left Tatooine because I love that compared to, I'm sorry, I respect you, Batmouse, but I don't like the pick.
And that's why it's such a great pick. It is, it's polarizing. It gets it really got your ire up, and that's I want that. I want to know how you truly feel about this set, and I can excel. We just accelerated my plans right into the bridge, and I'm such a fan right now. I'm so happy right now. Thank you, Kendall.
One of these days, I'm gonna figure out how this game is played. I just got outplayed by Batmouse. But I have the ability now. I have 3 sets that I could pick at number 1.
Well, do you have any thoughts on Coruscant before you make your final pick?
This is part of my statement on Coruscant.
Okay, all right.
Just more on the list of. Well, okay, no, I'll tell you. I'll focus more on Coruscant. So, okay. So the thing about Coruscant is it has always been the unobtainable set for me. Like, it's always been just like when sealed product was affordable, it was a little bit too expensive. The singles, just a little too expensive. A lot of times, Senate was this like boogeyman in the early days of the PC. But man, you got destroyer droids. It's the set that kind of, even though Tatooine even though Tatooine was the first episode 1 sets, it was kind of the set that made episode 1 like a thing. Never in a million years would I have put it on the list. It is, where is it even on? Oh, okay. I have it at number 12, I think, on my list. It's like there's like a bunch, there's like my list, and then there's like a bunch of space, and then there's Premiere Unlimited, and then there's a bunch of space, and then Coruscant, and then there's a bunch of space, and then all the things that, all the other things. Yeah, I really should have let Tatooine stand, and then I could put the most on brand, and then we would have like the most on brand Kendall top 2. But I got greedy, and I thought that I'm transitioning into my pick now. I thought that Batmouse would choose Death Star 2. That's why I should have, in retrospect, I should have vetoed Fatty's pick, because then maybe he would have picked Death Star 2 at number 3.
I would have.
And I should have let Tatooine stand at number 2, so that then I could put Death Star 2 at number 1. But now I can't put Death Star 2 at number 1. The question is, am I going to put the most Kendall-y thing ever? Because this is no longer because now this list is a mess. You know what? I just thought through. Okay, so Tatooine, I held back a little bit on speaking about Tatooine because I didn't want to totally show my hand. But Tatooine is a great set to open. It's smaller size. It was the only affordable episode 1 set in the early 2000s. So like I could get a booster box for $30, and I bought probably 3 booster boxes of Tatooine. I had like 10 copies of Darth Maul, and like you talk about the AIs, like the AIs actually, you could buy enough product that you could actually find the AIs, and it's got Naked 3PO, it's got Darth Maul. It's one of my favorite sets, but we got Dagobah at number 4, and the set to me that is everything that Dagobah is not and came out just at that right time is my number 1, Jabba's Palace. These first of all, if we're talking about most fun packs to open, Jabba's Palace is the only set where the packs are a price point that they're actually fun to open still. You can get a pack of Jabba's Palace for $5 or $10 and open it up, and it's a bunch of aliens. When you're used to, Cloud City's fine, but like Cloud City never totally resonated with me. So like Dagobah, you're used to just opening a pack and it's all red cards. And then Jabba's Palace, you open it up and it is all these different aliens from one of the coolest scenes where, it's the bounty hunter thing, but on steroids, because instead of 5 characters with backstories or whatever, you have just a ton. And so we'll say Jabba's Palace, because that's the most Kendall-y choice. I was hoping that the Batmouse would, if Batmouse had chosen Death Star 2 at number 2, I would have put Tatooine at number 1. But since we blew up the list a little bit, I'm gonna go with a little bit more of a personal choice and say Jabba's Palace.
Okay,
Kendall,
so that will be on the list, but first response goes to Batmouse.
Kendall, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay. I approve it. I especially approve it in this one. Jabba Palace was like my number 7 on the list. It was on my list. Not gonna say it's not. I do love the opening packs. Anything that we actually have a format for on Gem. Like I love putting up Jabba's Palace sealed. It's such like it's a playable own format. It does need the rule of aliens. All aliens basically get to draw destiny. With 2 of them, essentially. It's a good set. It gives you Blaster Reflection, Tibrin. I opened I opened the Spy R2, the Hero of 1,000 Devices R2. That it's a great set. I'm glad that you got to be the Batmouse of this episode.
I think you're still the Batmouse of this episode, putting Coruscant at number 2. Batmouse is not allowed to have the number 2 pick anymore.
But you also got to be, put your personal spin, your personal Jabba Palace at number 1. That is a little selfish, but I love that for you. Jabba Palace is a good set. I wouldn't have sensed it being on this list anywhere else. 1, I would have sensed it at 1, but that's okay. Again, we're gonna let that. We're gonna let the podcast ownership portion shine through there.
Everybody knows that Death Star 2 is a good set.
Everybody knows Death Star 2 is a good set. We talked about Death Star 2.
For the record, like Death Star 2 is the set that you look forward to. It's got all the ships in it. It's got the ultra rares and all the stuff. It's got a cool version of Vader. Death Star 2 is a great set, but if we're talking about opening packs, then it's Jabba's Palace.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, Jabba Palace is fun.
Fatty,
your response to that pick.
Jabba's Palace was 9th on my list. I actually, when it came out, I was super excited about it. And I actually like opening Dagobah and Cloud City packs more than Jabba's Palace because until Jabba's Palace sealed deck came out, like you said, Batmouse, and that makes it fun. Like the format makes it fun. A lot of the rares are underwhelming. It was awesome. I was like, yes, there's finally characters as rares. And it's like, there are so many that were stinky to me. I mean, I'm not saying stinky. Like, I love opening Jabba's Palace set, so I'm not really upset it's number 1. It's a good. I'm glad it's on the list. But I mean, where was Death Star 2? Like looking at this list, I'm like, Death Star list, a Death Star 2,
you had 3 picks too.
You're right. I got greedy. And
we all got greedy.
And I can't believe like my number 1 and 2 picks were Death Star 2 and Premier Black Border. I should just put Premier Black Border at 7. I didn't know that the love wasn't going to be there. And so, no, I respected Jabba's Palace and getting a 60 card pack of it was cool at the time, but the set kind of now was, I like Cloud City and Dagobah better.
I'll say another thing. Jabba's Palace is when I was in high school and getting all the crazy cheap product, I had a group of friends and we did not have equivalent collections and none of us had good enough collections to like build competitive decks. So it was a joke. Like it was pay to win if we were playing constructed, So, and Jabba's Palace is a good enough set, even without sealed deck, even without enhanced, that you can do a booster draft the way that you would do with like Magic the Gathering today. And I think it's one of the only sets, maybe Premier, but it's really one of the only sets that is because it all takes place in the same handful of sites. So you're not awkwardly on 2 different planets just draining each other. It's all in one theater. So it really just comes down to like the basics of just, fighting over a handful of sites. And I mean, maybe it's not competitively balanced, but we were competitive when I was 14,
That's a really good point. I agree. I would put it higher now. Yeah. That's a good, it is standalone. You can play it right there. You got your 5 or 6 locations.
Yeah. It's great. All right. So, just so honorable mentions, who has honorable mentions?
Well,
Death Star 2.
I'll do the rundown of the list. It's 8 is Reflections 2. Number 7 is Premier Whiteboarded. Number 6 is Theed Palace. 5 is Special Edition. 4 is Dagobah. 3 is Hoth, Black Bordered. 2 is Coruscant. And 1 is Jabba's Palace. You guys have some honorable mentions you want to talk about?
Yeah. So Death Star 2, you got all the ships, like Kendall was saying, it's like so much fun to open. And Premier Black Border was just the OG set. Just loved it. I'm actually pretty satisfied with the list looking at it, besides maybe like 1 or 2 I don't like.
Like Coruscant?
That's just my personal opinion. The power droids are sweet. I get it. But come on, Senators, why do we need another rule? It's not Star Trek CCG. Come on.
Yeah. I guess you gotta have a few a few that you don't agree with. I mean, but there's going to be people that agree with that, and and I think it's good to have one like prohibitively expensive pack on the list. Just because there is something to that, like the mystique of like I have not opened very many packs, and then you open it up. I think the one pack that I opened of Coruscant ever, I got a destroyer droid in it. So because it's a small set, so I'm trying to think if I had. Oh, okay. I will say with respect to reflections, because I was bad mouthing it all game. Reflects all three of them in a not in the time they came out world where you had just been opening all those sets for 5 years and then you're opening another pack that is a repack of those sets, but in post Decipher land, Reflections 2, I got a booster box for $30, and it was like the best deal that I ever got on anything in my life. And I opened it up, and it got me enough cards in my collection that I could then trade with people and have a decent collection. And because the thing is, like, opening a bunch of them, it's like buying a random collector's just a random collector's collection. You can get just a lot of neat cards, a large variety, the larger amounts of packs, and you get like 3 or 4 rares a pack sometimes. So those were really cool. And then also like the Reflections 1, when everything else was prohibitively expensive, Reflections 1 booster boxes in like 2013 were still like $75. So it was like you could justify purchasing it if you wanted to open sealed. And again, a lot of this is about what are the most fun packs to open. And that's something I wanted to mention.
That's a good point, because I opened a Reflection 1 box in about 2013, and I had a blast opening that thing. And it was cheap, and I loved it. And I was like, this is great, because it's not like it wasn't just like in recent memory that we all open these packs, like the repack. It was like, they're fun. So yeah, if we're going on fun opening, I guess Reflections 1, 2, and 3 are fun to open.
And the foils, like,
oh, great.
Like it's a concentration of good cards. Batmouse, did you have any honorable mentions?
You guys, Death Star 2, obviously we wanted to talk about. So Cloud City is one we kind of like skipped over, and for good reason. But like Slave One and Boba Fett out of there, Captain Han Solo out of there. There's a ton of like filler in red cards and stuff like that. But when you actually got, like, I opened a Jabba's Palette or a Cloud City pack down in San Diego, and I pulled a Lobot. Like, that was an actual usable card. Even now, it's still the virtual version is a usable card, but like, I didn't hate opening that pack, and then I opened another one, and it was a Lando Calrissian. Like, all right, that's perfectly fine to open, back to back packs, Lando and Lobot. So, Cloud City is going to get honorable mention for that. It was the first time we had a dual, we had the dueling Landos in that pack, in those packs. So that was a cool concept to see. It wasn't an otherwise great set, but the dual Landos was very fun. And again, it's, Empire Strikes Back. So that movie has a special place in my heart. And so, but,
I think my issue with Cloud City is that when it was in print, I always pulled garbage, because like since then I've had weird luck. Like I've just randomly opened a pack now and then, and I like in the last 2 years I've opened up a Slave One, and like in spite of how available everything was, like it took me forever to get a Captain Han Solo. But you do have, you have Lando, you have Han, you have Leia, you have Boba Fett. Like, you do have some decent
Boba Fett?
Yeah, you do have some decent rares in that set.
Okay,
all right,
so determine
Chris,
the winner.
did you do a list? Did you do a list, Chris?
I didn't do a list, but I assure you it would have been different than this one.
Let's hear it.
So we'll figure out the winner of the show. We got to calculate our points, run them through the points calculator. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Okay, so we have Kendall who would lose points because he said he wanted to play Battle Droids and because Return of the Jedi is bad. But he gained points by saying he wanted to play Gungans and admitting that Coruscant was terrible, even though he got a Destroyer droid. He lost points because he was able to literally win the game with his first pick and then blew it by picking the absolute worst pack by any matrix whatsoever. Now we have Batmouse. Batmouse, you lost points for picking good packs low and for saying Pin Down was a good card. You did gain points for your cool stories about pulling Vader and General Solo Foil, and you actually gained 230 points, which is the most ever awarded in this show, for how you handled your second pick up until you played Coruscant when you lost them all. Fatty lost points for saying Return of the Jedi was by far the worst movie.
Original.
And for blocking Tatooine, despite your favorite card coming from it. However, you did gain points for how you handled the Coruscant pick, because I agree that set did not excite me at all. And also for your idea of the pack letdown. You open A New Hope, and you are often let down by the cards in the pack. So after looking at the entire list, it is a 3-way tie for third place. Everyone somehow also lost more points because you finally admitted the Reflections packs were fun to open. So we have to have a tiebreaker to see who wins this show. And it is one final trivia question. And that is, assuming you have the perfect luck and you get the card you want from the pack, what is the minimum number of packs you would have to buy to get every single version of the Jar Jar Binks persona? And we'll start with Fatty.
Okay, one. Is it just
It's every version of the Jar Jar Binks persona.
Because he has two. Does he have an AI? Yeah. I'm gonna go 4 packs.
Congratulations to Fatty for winning this show. Jar Jar Binks, you would need 4 packs, Tatooine, Reflections 3, and 2 Feed Palace packs. So way to pull out victory from what was inevitable defeat. Well played by everyone. I'm kidding. Jabba's Palace at number 1 and Coruscant at number 2. I can't think of 2 packs I'd like to open least. With no Death Star 2, no Reflections, and Tatooine is got to be one of the most fun packs to open.
I don't know why I shouldn't have. I should have left. I definitely should have left Tatooine and then decided whether I wanted the list to be good or to be Kendall. Because it would have been, if Tatooine was at number 2, it would also be like the most Kendall top 2. Or I could put Death Star 2 at number 1 because
you could have.
I don't think it should be number 1.
It should have been the Bright Hope.
Like I feel like Death Star 2, it's like everybody's third favorite pack. So we all thought that the other people would pick it.
Kelly's their favorite pack.
Well, Chris Kelly was on the last episode, and he let Leia Rebel Princess be at number 2. So
no, I think I let Jedi Luke be number 2, didn't I?
No, you let Leia Rebel Princess, my least favorite card, after I had used a veto to save you one. You let Leia Rebel Princess through. I'm never forgiving you for that.
Well, you've made up for it with this list.
Punishment achieved.
All right. Well, Fatty, since you actually have existence on the internet, tell people where they can find you.
I don't even know. Fatty, just search Fatty Star Wars TCG on YouTube. It should be there somewhere.
And I think there's links on the forums and stuff too.
Yeah. I'm
But,
actually I'll make a recap video of this. I was actually thinking of making my top 10 packs and then linking this episode whenever you release it.
And that's perfect. Sorry, guys, breaking in. Fatty, that's perfect that you're going to do that because I'm going to give you. What did you say your favorite pack to open?
No,
was again?
it's the number one, right?
Oh yeah, you're gonna get a box of Jabba Palace on Gem to open on Gem and go through that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also not gonna punish you, and I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna give you a box of Premiere too.
Sick. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Hey, Chris, do you have a set 21 spoiler for us?
I could if you give me 35 seconds.
Yeah. Take your time.
We'll
Someone
just fill this
kill time.
with dead air. We'll just fill this with dead air.
That'll motivate
Right
me to
there, man.
actually edit this in a timely manner.
There you go.
Oh, you'll edit this dead air out? Then that gives me less pressure.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely edit the dead air out. I might, but yeah. No, I mean, like I won't wait until July to release the episode. We have a
Yeah,
we have a
because
spoiler.
I'll tell you what, Fatty, you want it to be light side or dark side?
What are we talking about?
A spoiler for the next set?
Oh, definitely dark side.
Definitely dark side. Okay. I will make it a Kendall themed card.
All right.
It's Hut Smooch, Jabba's Palace, and the text is as a lost interrupt. It says, if you played this while you're gangster or guard in battle, this is a used interrupt. And the other text is, during battle, add 1 battle destiny. For a remainder of turn, opponent may not reset your total battle destiny or reduce your total ability.
Nice.
Or cancel a gift if deployed on a droid.
Sick.
So
Nice.
Kendall must love that card.
That's a good card. What's it? Is it? That's only. It's only like it was Hutch Smooch is like Destiny 2,
Yep,
right?
it's Destiny 2, but it literally answers Leia Rebel Princess
Yeah.
and Master Luke.
Uh-huh.
And it cancels a gift. It adds a battle destiny, and it encourages gangsters and guards.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and no reverts. This podcast is a production of the Kendallcast Podcast Network. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Kendallcast or make a direct donation through the PayPal link at kendallcast.ninja. Thanks for listening.